Steve Domenico from Regional Fight Sports, the ambassador to the fighters, here on the phone with Bryce Logan, 9-3 professional lightweight, coming to New England January 19th to challenge Nate the Snake Andrews for the CES World Lightweight title. We got Bryce on the phone right now. He's coming to New England for the first time, and we're going to get his take on this huge challenge. Hey Bryce, welcome to the show, man. How you doing, bro? You're coming into New England and you're fighting for a huge title. How's it feel, bro?
Oh, it feels good, man. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to get out there.
I'm hearing this is going to be the first time coming to the East Coast. Are you looking forward to visiting New England and seeing the sights around the CES world?
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm excited. I jumped at the opportunity when my manager told me we could get out there. So, yeah, I'm excited to get out there and check it out. I imagine it'll be a lot like home in South Dakota, but might take a day to check some stuff out afterwards, too.
Excellent. Now, you talked about your manager. Now, how did you get this fight? Was there a list? Were you on a list? Did CES reach out to you for this fight? How did it all get going?
I didn't. Oren kind of approached me with it. I think they were searching for somebody to fight Nate. I think he was. They were looking, kind of test him a little bit and find a test for him. So I'm more than game to step up and be that test. Speaking of test, and you're right. This is Nate's biggest fight as far as biggest opponent. You're a top dog, man. You've only got 3 losses on your record, and they're all top prospects. You got 2 UFC prospects that you fought, and also DeMarcus Jackson, who's a huge Bellator prospect, and you had a split decision with him back in August. How was that fight, and what did you get out of that fight leading into this one? That was actually my best fight of the year. Was a loss, is how I feel. That split decision to DeMarcus. And yeah, I think that's a huge benefit for me, is having been in there with some top talent and being able to hold my own. Obviously, I came up short those first other couple times, but as those guys' career progressed, you find out that they're top dogs as well. When I fought them, obviously it was on smaller shows because they go on to have great success and make it into the UFC. It does, not that you ever take comfort in a loss, but I'm showing up and I'm fighting and having good fights against some really tough dudes. So, like I said, even though I lost that last fight against DeMarcus, I still felt good about it. I had a great performance, and I learned a lot about myself and my game going forward, and I'm excited to get back in there and test it again.
Excellent. Now, you fought for quite a few organizations. Fought for Victory, LFA, Bellator. You made your debut, I do believe, in August when you fought DeMarcus. RFA. Now you're coming to CES, man. What turns you on the most about fighting in that cage and just performing in front of all these all the fans and followers?
Man, that's actually a really good question, and I was actually pondering about that a little bit this afternoon. I was just like, what's so fun about this? Why do I like it so much? And I think the best thing for me, or the thing I enjoy the most, is just it forces you to be present. It puts you in the moment. You don't have a chance to think about what's going on at work or a bill you have to pay. It kind of forces you to be in that moment, and that's something I really enjoy about it.
Excellent. We'll get to Nate and this matchup in a couple of minutes, but I want to talk to you a little bit about your camp. You're fighting out of Power MMA, Ryan Bader's camp. You moved from the Dakotas to Arizona. Did you move there precisely to train at Power MMA?
Yeah, actually, a good friend of mine persuaded me to come down. I had trained with him in South Dakota for a couple of years, but he moved down a few years before I had. And it just kind of been in my ear, like, hey, man, the training's good, the weather's nice, you kind of got to get down here. And, after one of my fights in December, I was like, you know what, I'm going to do Christmas with my family, and then I'm going to head down. Just because I wanted to get around some more high-caliber guys and kind of test myself. And it's really, it's been the best thing I've done. I've grown a lot since I moved down. So.
Excellent. Now, Bader's a huge wrestler. You got Henan Barrow, I do believe, out of that camp. CB Dalloway. You got some top dogs in there and some great grapplers also, and that's going to be very beneficial coming into New England because, as we know, Nate the Snake he got his name the Snake because that's what he does. He gets you to the ground and you're kind of in your world. What are you guys what are you guys thinking about this fight, and how are you coming about this matchup with Nate, who had basically, I think he has like his last six finishes are all chokes, I do believe.
Yeah, we're always preparing and getting ready to go into fight. Obviously, you game plan and you're aware of what your opponent does well. But yeah, you mentioned Renan Barao. He actually transferred down to Florida, but there's guys coming and going all the time, and you're getting those good rolls in. You're going with sharks every day. So I'm not that I don't respect his game. I'm definitely aware of that aspect of his game, but I think I can hold my own just fine in that department, and I'm excited to test it out and see where the fight ends up.
Excellent. Now, Nate, a 6-foot guy, a couple inches, 2 or 3 inches taller than you, bigger reach. How are you going to deal with his length? Because that's basically kind of what he's given other opponents trouble with, the length and just his wingspan and the amount of cage he can cover with that body. What do you see in this fight? You think it's going to be on the, mostly on the feet? You're going to try to keep it there, or when it hits the ground, are you very confident there, grappling with Nate?
Yeah, that's a good question. And that's why they fight the fights. We'll see how I deal with that range, and if he's able to implement that. It's like a lot of things about range. It only works is if you're able to fight at that range. So it's going to come down to footwork. It's going to come down to movement. It's going to come down to a lot of different factors that are going to determine whether or not he's able to use that range. I'm comfortable getting inside. I'm comfortable staying outside. Obviously, if a bigger fighter, I'm not going to want to stand out at his range and let him pick his strikes. But I'm excited to show what I've got and show how I'm going to deal with that range. I think I'm game wherever this fight ends up, though. If I get inside and end up with a takedown and on top, I'm confident. You just get that from going with tough dudes every day and being put in bad situations. We got some tall guys, so I've been getting some looks from some tall guys down here as well. Obviously, it's hard to emulate that southpaw stance, but we'll be ready, man. That's why they fight the fights. It'll be interesting, and I think that's going to be what decides the fight, is that range and how I deal with it, or how he's able to implement that.
Excellent. We've been waiting. I mean, Nate, has kind of made easy work out of his last few opponents, most of his opponents. You are definitely his toughest opponent to date. And I'm sure, he's putting all his efforts into this fight. It's his second title defense. You're coming in here. Will this be the first time you're fighting for a professional title, or have you done that in the past in your career?
No, I haven't. I fought for a couple of amateur belts, and actually, obviously those are only 3-minute rounds, but I did get a couple 5-round fights in as an amateur, even 5 3-minute rounds. It's obviously not as taxing as the 5-5, but I have a lot of faith in my strength conditioning coach to have me ready. Obviously, he's trained Bader for all of his title fights, and he knows what we need to do conditioning wise to get us there. And he's like, he likes what he sees. He's like, you're ready. If you need to go 5-5s, you're good. If you need to go 7-5s, you're good. He's like, he likes where we're at conditioning wise, and I have a lot of faith in him. His name is Jason Kamen. He's a great coach. He's always has us ready.
Excellent, my man. You're coming into New England. It's a big deal for CES. Not only that they have 2 big title fights here, but it's the first time that CES is being broadcast on UFC Fight Pass. I do believe you fought on the Fight Pass card before, correct? In other promotions?
Yeah, I actually was on the inaugural UFC Fight Pass card for Victory Fighting Championships as well. So I have some familiarity working with those broadcast guys, and I know how they're going to at least have a general idea of how they're going to run the show and the production of the show is going to go. So that gives me a little sense of comfortability.
Excellent, man. We're totally looking forward to it. It's a big deal for us. It's the first CES card of the year. You're coming in to fight for that title, man. What is your? You come in here, you get that. What is your goal for 2019 as far as your ultimate goal? Where you want to be by the end of 2019 in your career?
I was. This is a great way to start the year. I was super excited when my manager presented the opportunity, but like I said on my last interview for this, you know, it's no disrespect to the CES show, but I'm obviously trying to move up just like Nate is. You know, I'm trying to use it as a stepping stone, and I think it's a great opportunity to kind of put myself in the list. I feel like a lot of other guys are getting some love, and I'm getting passed over because I have 3 losses. But like you said, when you look at the quality of those losses and the people that I've lost to, you realize that I'm right in there, and I belong in that conversation as well. And I think this is going to be a good start to the year to kind of open people's eyes to see what I'm going to bring this year.
Definitely. This is a huge fight for both of you guys. As far as as far as my opinion and probably 90% of the other media on the East Coast here, whoever wins this fight, their next fight will be in the UFC. This is definitely the fight that is going to get one of you guys launched into that bigger promotion. Is that what you're thinking also? Yeah, for sure. And you know, you always kind of want to temper expectations. For me, I'm focused on showing up and putting on my best performance, and then letting the outcome take care of itself. But you know, you don't want to get too high and banking on. I've learned to temper expectations a little bit and not get your hopes too high and think it's a for sure deal. But for sure, you know, it's definitely going to strengthen my case, and it would obviously strengthen his case as well. So I'm not blind to the fact that it's going to help me, but I also don't want to have blind faith in the fact that this is it. I'll be ready to go again if I need to get to that level. So excellent, my man. Well, Bryce, a pleasure for you calling in, man. I'm very excited about this fight. It's the first card for CES of the year, first card ever on UFC Fight Pass, and we're excited, man. And we're excited for Nate. We're excited for you to come in here and put on a show, man. Yeah, absolutely. Can't wait to get out there and show you how we do it down here in the Southwest. Excellent, my man. Last thing, you want any shout-outs, anything like that, how we get in touch with you, anything good? Yeah, I guess my Instagram handle is just Bryce Logan 155. That's probably where I'm most active. You guys can also find me on Twitter at Bryce Logan 23. But just want to give a shout-out to all my sponsors that have hung with me since the beginning. I've got Team How and Tim Tam, Versa Climber. There's many others that I'm definitely forgetting. But, just the people that have stayed in my corner the whole way, I appreciate it, and keep watching because we're not done yet. Excellent, man. Well, Bryce, thank you so much again for coming on, and I look forward to seeing you on the 19th and putting on the show for all New England and basically and the world now that we're on UFC Fight Pass. Absolutely. I can't wait, my man. All right, my man. Thank you so much, Bryce, and we'll be talking to you soon. All right. Have a good one. You too.